Alright guys, so I think I need some advice, right? This can be relationship shit,
Okay,
but
head down.
it's really fucking complicated.
Yeah, please.
I have this crush, right? I asked her out. She likes me, I like her, and everything. It's
Okay,
all fine
sick.
and dandy, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, she likes me with like a 98% confidence, and the
Okay.
other 2% is just caution because I have very bad trauma with women and hella trust issues, and so does she with men, and that's respectful, and I get that, and you know, that's fine. I was talking to her the other day. I was like, well, what do you want this to become then? And we like each other, but she doesn't want to actually turn it into a relationship because she wants to focus on herself and school and just
Yeah.
bettering herself.
Yeah.
So the question is, what the fuck do I do? No matter what, I'm screwed. It's a catch-22 because if I leave, then I cause her harm because I end up feeding more into her distrust of men and other things because she really trusts me and everything.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if I stay, then I cause myself my own harm and stress, wondering when will she ever be ready. And I really freaking like her, and I haven't liked someone in like a solid 2 fucking years. At the end of the day, I just don't know what the fuck to do, honestly.
Yeah, I get you. I think the best thing you can do, both for you and her, is to really take this time to work on yourself. This is a great opportunity for you to start exploring those emotions in what I would say is like a relatively safe context, in that you're doing it with someone you know that you like and you know likes you back. A huge part of like any relationships, any sort of like tough decisions you have to make, it's all like emotional processing, right? Like,
For sure.
you want to just know what you're feeling and know how you're going to react in different ways based on what you're feeling. So this is a good time for you to like slow down and think about like, okay, what do I feel and why do I feel that way? That's really what you want to ask yourself.
Okay.
And I think if you really think about that, what you'll start to do is kind of unravel like what this trauma is that's making it hard for you to like people and be in relationships.
I've already figured out exactly why, and I know exactly why. Right?
Well,
And she also knows why. It's just, I don't know what
I
to
think
do
there's a
with her.
difference between like knowing why and kind of feeling it. Does that make sense? Like having the
Yeah, I
knowledge
gotcha.
and processing the emotion are two different things. And this is a great time to do the latter, to just process the emotion instead of just trying to know. Like really feel it instead of just knowing it.
Oh my god, how are you so good with this? This feels like a therapist. You have a talent.
Have you heard of
I
a
just
channel
wanted
called
to know.
Healthy Gamer?
For sure.
No.
I've watched like every single Healthy Gamer video. He's like a YouTuber who does like therapy stuff. So I just like watched every single video, and now I just know all the stuff that he knows. Sometimes it's not about doing something, you know? Sometimes you don't need to like act in order to make things better for yourself or process your emotions or whatever. You just have to like do something internal, if that makes sense. So instead of doing something out in the world, you do internal work and you sort of like think about how you feel and make sure you're checking in with yourself about how you feel. And that's actually how you make progress. And other than that, like the external stuff, just let her set the tempo. Let her decide what she's comfortable with. Because I think over time, as she gets more and more comfortable with you, as you spend more time together, I do believe that eventually she'll come around. But then also like ask yourself, if she doesn't come around, what does that mean for me? How will I feel about that? Will it be devastating or will it be okay with that? And ideally, you really do want to get to a place where you will be okay with it if she doesn't come around and decide she doesn't want this. And I know that sounds crazy, but like you can absolutely do it if you kind of like sit down with your feelings for long enough. But that's really like what you should be going for.
Trust, I'm taking notes, Bex. Relax. I have this recording right now.
Nice.
It's weird, no, because at the same time it's mutual, and there's still, yes, I can with us both, but she doesn't want a relationship at the moment, and that's fine. I respect that because she wants to work around herself and schooling and all that.
Yeah.
It just begs the question of when it's quote unquote ready in a way, and no one can truly know the answer except her. No matter how much overthinking I do, no matter how many hints I try to take, no matter what, the only person who can truly decide when quote unquote ready is her.
Yeah, exactly.
How long do I stick around before that starts causing me too much harm? Because regardless, me sticking around is going to be tough because I'm going to be causing myself mental anguish and stress and etc.
I think what you should think about is not how long do I wait, but more so like how do I deal with this stress while still being in the situation? Does that make sense? Like those are like two different things. And I think you can be okay with the situation for a much longer time than you think. And in fact, like being in that situation is a really good opportunity for you to start confronting some of these emotions you're feeling, you know? And it is super, super uncomfortable and super scary. By confronting it now, you kind of like set yourself up to be better in the future, whether with this girl or with somebody else, you know? Because then next time you're in that spot where someone's not sure, you'll kind of know like, okay, this is kind of uncomfortable, but I can deal with it and I can give this person the space and time that they need to decide how they feel.
That's therapy right there. That's therapy skill.
That'll be $80.
And the thing is, I'm a very logical and very analytical person, but
Yeah.
whenever it comes to emotional intelligence, I'm so fucking dumb.
I get it, yeah. This is gonna sound mean, but it's gonna come back around. I think you're
No,
probably...
I'd rather take
Yeah, yeah.
take the blunt, honest truth than a
Yeah.
sugar-coated lie. You know?
Yeah.
So please go ahead.
I think it's very likely that you're right about this, that you are less intelligent or less capable when it comes to emotional stuff and relationship stuff in general. And I think the reason for that is probably that when you are confronted with a problem, you approach it so rationally, and that's like the main tool in your toolbox. Does that make sense?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so there's a lot of things where that's good for, like your career decisions, for example. I think in this case for relationships, this is a time where you really want to start thinking about practicing like what it means to like solve problems emotionally, which is difficult and it's not something that like people teach you really, but it's something that like this is a good starting point for you to start to work that out.
For sure.
Good luck with everything, ISO. I hope it works out between you two.
Thank you. Thank you.
GG's.
GG. That was fun. And I top fragged. Oh, I love this game.